Hello, everybody. Ryan Carpenter here, P45 Knuckle Down Golf and No BS Golf. That's right. We're back. It's been a few days for sure. I've been real busy. Got lots of people popping up saying they want to get better at golf. So we've been doing a lot of evaluation lessons recently. So we'll make this short and sweet as best we can. I got lots of topics and I just can't even find the time to cover it all. But one heck of a week. Closing out this weekend it was on a Saturday because of the big NFL games going on. But heck of a win for Harris English right here, one of Georgia's own from down at the performance area and the Sea Island complex. Amazing place, amazing golf courses. All built by DL3. DL3, luckily, also went through a little heart surgery and came out on the good side of that. So we're hoping that continues for him. And big win, Harris English. That was a heck of a win. Fun tournament. A little bit of a chaotic week with them wins, but, that's how you play golf. So, and the young man that I had mentioned, I think on Thursday maybe. Anyhow, the Alejandro over there in the DP World Tour pulls it off. He's been an up-and-comer for a long time. And I know a lot of people had kept their eyes on him quite a bit. And bam, there he goes. He wins. So, but we are coming down the stretch. I tell you, spring is on the way. And I looked it up here a little bit ago. We got 69 days till the Masters. That's right. I know everybody's excited about that. Why wouldn't you be, right? And that's our first big, true tournament of the year, especially with all that's going on in the world of golf. It's the first time we really get a full field event, and gonna be exciting to say the least. So big stuff, fun times. Golf is just roaring, blazing hot. There ain't, other than maybe a few little things where people poo-poo the regular tournaments right now because they're not all their players, but the TGL's off and going. It was pretty fun last night as well. And the PGA show is over, and that means we are full boat. We are moving right along. 2 weeks to the Super Bowl, and then all of a sudden, and that'll be WMPO week as well. That's the fun part about that. That week is just filled with fun. And but that really sets up the true start of the spring. And so what I always say is, April 1, April 2-ish, depending where you're at, maybe the month later, but those 2 rounds tell us what kind of player you really are. When you're coming out and starting in the spring, that tells us what kind of a golfer you is at this state in time. And talking about being golfers, I had this couple different conversations here recently, and a lot of things about playing a game better and getting better. There's definitely more than one way to do it. For example, was talking about, the value of time, and time can be done in multiple ways, right? So the time spent, you go out, you start just whacking at a little ball, try to figure it out, and then you join up with a group, and it becomes your main group, and everybody has different backgrounds in golf. And so if you haven't been around, especially like private club type facilities, Monday through Friday, typically, your 9, your 9:30, your 10, your 10:30, your 11, 11:30 groups. There's usually a whole group of people that all kind of generally play together, more or less. And they have their little games, and they put their little groups together, and off they go. And, for those type players, they're not necessarily trying to get a whole lot better via skill development, and improve something to the point that it would make like major difference in how they hit a golf ball. But what they do is they put in the daily activity. And even if it's not technically skilled, high level skilled, it's the repetitiveness, it's the time spent. And so people will say, well, how come these players, that they play pretty good? Well, if you've spent 40 years playing the game and you've just gone with what you got, you're eventually going to get better. I mean, you may not go from a 30 handicap down to a 5. That's unlikely. However, you're eventually going to settle in on a level of play that is decent enough that gets you around the course and you're happy enough with it. And it always comes down to this. You ask the simple question, well, hey, player, are you happy with where you're at right now in the game? Well, yeah, I'm fine. Oh, okay, well, that player can't be helped. If they say they're fine and nothing hurts and ain't nothing missing, there's nothing you can do for them. So, but the key is that it's that time spent. It's these same players. There's a handful of them, that take off the winter, and they're usually, like anybody, very rusty when they get back out there in the spring. And of course, but then there's some of them that just keep going, even if it's cold. They just keep trudging away all winter long, hitting ball every day, and and so that is time. If we take that player, they're showing up, they're warming up, they're playing, they're spending about 5 hours a day minimum practicing golf, if you will. Playing is practicing. So if you do that 5 times a week minimum, some of them are 6, we're talking 25, 30 hours of time with a golf club. So that's a lot of time. Now, when you're on the development side of things, and you basically look at it from the standpoint of, well, hey, I want to get better, or I must get better, or I have to get better. I always tell everybody this. There's only one difficult aspect to any of this. It's time. Time is required. And if you can't put in time, then you're going to have to settle for something that is not what you want. And especially if it's from a skill development standpoint. If you're not willing to put in the time to go through a process of change and come out on the other end, then your chances of going from shooting 100 to, say, 75 are very, very minimal, because not a lot of folk can figure that out by just playing the game only. You can figure some of it out, and you might get a little incrementally better here and there. I'm talking about taking players and going 10 and 15, 20 strokes better over the course of a year or two. Major life-changing, skill-changing. So that's what I've been doing for the past 15, 20 years as I got better and better at doing all this stuff with players. And that's what I present to people. And it's not for everybody. I'll be the first to tell you right now, the non-time committed person, this is not for you. Absolutely, you do not want to go through this process. The player that will find a way to carve out time throughout the week and wants it so bad, I got a bunch of them right now, and that's why they're great and they're doing well, because they want it. And so they are listening and they are taking the time and they are putting in the effort, and we're going to make some huge strides this year. It's going to be a fun year. But that is the key. You have to understand, and if you pay close attention to especially the best teachers on the planet, and you go really, truly listen to them and listen to them long enough, talk about what they do and how they do it, blah, blah. There's all kinds of different stuff from an entertainment standpoint that's out there. But when you get them to just boil it down to simple, what does it take? And I'll put the article up again. I have a great article from the past that shows all this. It's simply time. Time is the crucial element. Look, it's like this. I mean, if somebody literally can say, I ain't got no time, I always say that, hey, look, go take a calendar, a block schedule, and whatever. Work, you take your 24 hours in a day in blocks. I got this time to this time for work, and this time, kids, and whatever it is. Then look at it, sleep, obviously. Tell me what's left. And I mean, if you literally say there's not any blocks available within there, well, then how the heck are you going to play golf anyways? First of all, you're too damn busy to play the game in the first place. So why are we talking about trying to get better? I mean, if you can't do the 25, 30 hours a week playing in your group every day and get better that way, then how the heck are you going to get better if you can't also work at it? It's just not going to, and there's this tiny segment of the population that go, I play once a week and I got lots better. I got news for you. Even if that's true, and I bet there's more to it than that, trust me, there's probably more behind that statement than is real. It's a tiny amount of the population that can do that, a very tiny amount. I've done this for way too long. And more often than not, when I see that player, especially at the club level where they're members of mine, they played a lot more than they said, and they went down and did a lot more things than they claimed that they didn't do all week long. They were hitting balls on the range, putting and chipping here and there, playing the extra 9 holes here and there. People like to make stuff up a lot. Okay, so even if there is 1 or 2 players, I play twice a year and I shoot 74. Well, okay, congratulations. You know, you're a rare breed, and that's awesome. But I got news for you. That is not the majority of the population. The majority of the population, and look, we can make this real simple, right? What have you tried in your life? Whether it be, play some kind of musical instrument or sing even to that degree, and you just step up one day and you magically pick up some thing and you making some magical music. Like, it don't happen that way. Come on, people. We all know this. Or whatever you've done. Take anything that you've actually gotten really good at. And there's all kinds of great books about this out there, mastery and other things. Anybody I talk to, I say, well, what do you do there, fella? You a lawyer. Okay, cool, Mr. Lawyer. I'll tell you what, I got a deal for you. I'm going to make you Tiger Woods by next week. However, in exchange, I want to be able to go open up my law business next week as well, and I'm going right to court, and I'm winning cases right out of the gates. And you know what happens now. They smile and laugh like, man, that ain't going to happen. Well, then what are we talking about here? Time is required. You're going to be a great lawyer. It's going to take time. You're going to be a great doctor. It's going to take time. You're going to be the best, I don't know, sandwich-making king of the Central Georgia. You ain't going to learn it in 2 days. It's not going to happen. And so time is the requirement. And I know everybody doesn't like that and doesn't want to hear it. That's fine. And for those that don't do it. Do it your way. Please go do it your way. But if you have that burning desire, if you have that, man, I want to get so much better at this, and I want this to be a part of my life, and I want to achieve, and I want to maybe do, and like whether it's kid going to college or whether it's, man, I want to win my club championship, or I really want to play at a tournament, or man, I want to go out every weekend and I don't want to lose $1, no more, to those group of 3 chuckleheads that I'm playing with, and they always taking my money out of my pocket. If whatever it is, let that desire find a way to find the time. And if you do it, I can guarantee you, if you commit to the process that I can deliver, I don't know about the rest of everybody out there, the one that I've done with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of players now, there's absolutely, you're going to look back, not in a week, not in 2 months, over time. When we've had enough time to do this right, you will look back and you will be a happy, happy, happy player. Go look at my YouTube with Reagan. That young man goes out to the golf course every day when he does get to play. He's now done. He's retired from pro golf. He's just everyday guy now. He walks out to a golf course, and it's pretty much guaranteed. I mean, there's occasionally no, but it's pretty much guaranteed he's the best player on that property that day. And everybody sees it right away. He's still got that ability because he put in that time. And this goes back, wow, man, 18 years ago. He's still that good today because he put in the time to attain that level of ability. So time is required. If you don't have the time, sorry. Here's what I will say. Go to the other side of the spectrum. Ready? You don't got the time. You're not going to put in the effort. Hey, guess what? You out there on the weekend warrior circuit, you're playing with your buddies, drinking the beers, chuckling around, having fun, and you're all shooting like 120. Listen to me carefully. If you're having fun, you're not upset, throwing tantrums, all mad and cranky, and you walk off the course just happier than a clam, you're doing it right. You're doing it right. I don't care about the 120. Anybody else does? Who cares, right? As long as you're having fun and you're out there enjoying your time, you're the best dang player that day because you're doing it right. You're having fun. You're not upset. You're playing your game, and you're just enjoying your time on the golf course. Nice job. Congratulations. That's awesome. To the poo-poo-y, tantrum-y, throwing a fit freaking people, the one thing I gotta say is, how much time did you put in? It's that simple. So, all right, enough of that, but that is important. You got to have the time. And for those who have the time and have that desire, I got the process for you. For those people, I can guarantee success. There was a few other things, but anyways, in times of the essence today, I'll come back on hopefully this week. Then we'll get a few more things in. Like, subscribe, share, please. I put an article up again in the Houston Home Journal. Please go read that and check them out. Do all the things. Twitter. I got Instagram up and going now. Hey, all right. We're all whatever. I don't know about TikTok. We'll talk about that another day. Anyhow, if you can go anything, like, subscribe, hit the clicks, all the things, just make that magical internet universe work. I really appreciate it. It helps me out a bunch. And by for sure, if you have questions, if you have comments, things you want to talk about, you want to come on the show, come talk with me. I'd love to have somebody talk with. Let's just not me, just blah, 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 blah. Let's get somebody else on here. So for now, Ryan Carpenter, P45, Knuckle Down Golf. I am at the golf pub every day, 7 days a week, folks. I'm there every single day now. Just contact me. Let's get you started. Evaluation lesson time. It's the first thing to get you going. All right. Take care.